12 when it comes to points in the paint. Second chance points, 5-0 in Minnesota's direction, but otherwise pretty even across the board, and that's why we've got a 4-point game.
Well, we talked about their second chance opportunities as being one of their strengths.
So far, +5 are the Timberwolves in that category. Kuchefino, step back on the long two, and Jerry Lynn.
Really high arc on that shot, too. Nice soft touch.
21-year-old, spent a year at Indiana, started his NBA career with the Lakers. Alexander Walker off the window.
Since the beginning of this game, to attack via the dribble, trying to get to the basket. They continue to do that.
Kuchefino at one wide left. Alexander Walker with a step, switches hands nicely, and lays it up.
The whole time where the defender was, Quentin trying to close him down.
Alexander Walker, huge in that Tuesday win over Kuchefino. The rebound off the T-Wolves miss. Edwards, the catch and shoots. Grimes the rebound. Quentin's looked a little out of sorts so far tonight. Let's see if he can settle in and find his rhythm. Edwards going at Gobert. Rudy blocks him. Bona picks it up, and he is blocked. Which is offense and defense combined in the NBA. That is why, again, they're holding down the 6th spot in the West. Gobert able to sneak that one up and in. Averaging just a shade under 12 points to go along with his 11 rebounds per game this season is Gobert. Kuchefino, that one is short. Gobert the rebound. Wolves on a little 6-0 run to start this second quarter, trying to extend that here. Reed, Conley from behind the backboard, and Conley connects, so make it a quarter. And then the Wolves went on that 9-0 run, but Kuchefino turns it over. Wolves the only team to get to the free throw line so far. The Sixers haven't attempted any free throws, so I'd like to see them be a bit more aggressive on the offensive end. 9 points, 8 rebounds, and Nick Nurse and the Sixers say, yeah, we want him to be on the team for at least 10 more days. You see the free throw discrepancy there. Good hands by Bagley, deflected it, but it goes right back to the Wolves.
Well, the reason why they're shooting so many free throws is because what we touched on earlier, they're driving the basketball.
Yep.
That's the key. That puts pressure on the defender. Earlier, Gobert there.
Grimes, little hesitation dribble, is giving me a hard time. You guys, I'm trying to call a basketball game on the floor. Sixers will head out on a little 2-game road trip after this one tonight. Miami on Monday, Washington on Wednesday, before 2 home games to wrap up the regular season next weekend. This is Jalen Clark, can't connect. Rebound knocked out though to his teammates. So we've got Walker, Butler, Bagley, Yabusele, and Grimes, the 5 Sixers on the floor. Alexander Walker, no, Bagley the rebound. Grimes the driving kick. Good fake from Walker.
Timberwolves defenders scrambling to get the shooters.
They are, despite some much better ball movement from the Sixers. Sixers haven't been able to get a shot off yet. Somebody's got to now. Shot clock about to expire. Rudy Gobert heads to the bench. So a little bit smaller lineup at the moment. DiVincenzo too strong. Walker with 6 already off the bench tonight. He had 6 total in the game at Minnesota in early March.
Good look.
Bagley off the fantastic pass from Gershon.
He knew when he was coming to the basketball, if he pulled his defender with him, that would leave an open man along the baseline, caught it and knew exactly what.
With the Delaware Bluecoats, and had his best game as a Sixer Tuesday up at Madison Square Garden. And Nick Nurse said before tonight's game, he would probably say, Marcus himself probably wouldn't say he's played great, but he's given great effort every time he's been out there. So we wanted to reward him and give him a few more games this season. Butler off the window.
Kept it in his right hand the whole time, away from the defender. Nice touch from Jared.
And just like that, a 6-0 Sixers run. After the Wolves were on a 9-0 run of their own. DiVincenzo from the corner. And we know that Dante can do that.
Yeah, and the ball movement. Look how far the ball traveled from the right side of the floor back to the far left corner.
Butler short on that runner, which Similar to Tyrese Maxey, that's kind of one of his go-to shots, and he has it down most of the time. The runner, the floater, the teardrop from Jared Butler. Edwards showing off the handle, Grimes all over him. Reed from just inside the logo, bricks that three.
Yeah, not a great offensive exchange there for the Timberwolves. Stagnant and wind up letting something go that they probably would want back.
Walker, top of the key. That one's too strong. DiVincenzo tracks it down. So the Sixers 3 of 15 from 3. The Wolves only one better. They're 4 of 16 from beyond. Both teams shooting just under 42%. So it has not been the most beautiful offensive game thus far. Reed fakes it, then trying to get it to McDaniels, and Yabu taps it away. Gershon right down Broad Street. Excellent all season.
Yeah, and especially as you change ends quickly, you come into the front. His left wing gave it to him and allowed him to get to the cup.
So Yabusele leading the Sixers. He's got 9 and leading all scorers. Edwards and DiVincenzo have 8 apiece for the Timberwolves. Good effort by Bagley, but Reed powers it up and in.
Not really sure where to go.
But Jafino fakes to his right, then heads left. Butler with 7. Tried to whip a pass over to Bagley. DiVincenzo read it.
Telegraphed that one.
Yep. And even Nick Nurse, very good friends, have coached on each other's international teams. Finch was the head coach of Great Britain. Nick was an assistant. Nick head coach in Toronto. Chris was an assistant. And now head coaches for both of them here in South Philly tonight. 5 on the shot clock. Man, this defense from Minnesota, hard to break down. But Jafino, too strong. The RAV 4 minutes to play, brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2025 RAV. Right that ship here in the second.
Yeah, you're already playing without a Dem. You can ill afford to lose.
Just because it was a career high for a rookie. But all the more for a 5th consecutive game as Reed splits the free throws. And the only rookies the last 25 years to do that in 6 straight games. Karl-Anthony Towns, former T-Wolf, Yao Ming, and Victor Wembanyama. So hopefully Adem gets a lot of run in the second half, can go after that. He's done it in 5 straight. This is Lonnie Walker, the 4th. The step back, oh, that was pretty from Lonnie.
Got the defense, Lonnie, so he let it fly.
44-37, Sixers still within striking distance here as we approach the 3-minute mark in this second quarter. Bagley the steal. Walker, good fake, good Jafino from the corner. Just before we stepped away. McDaniels. And Gobert there for another putback, and that's second chance opportunities.
Well, just look at the lack of length that the Sixers have out there right now. I mean, they are completely undersized. Yabusele's the biggest guy.
Wilson High School out in West Lawn. Played college basketball at Franklin and Marshall. Mike Conley. When Jim Lynam was the head coach of the Sixers. So Chris was mopping the floor and watching Charles Barkley and others play for the Sixers as Jared Butler makes it a 1-point game.
Defense to stay with them, unable to keep up.
Anthony Edwards out from 3 for the first quarter and a half. Both. He's got 10 now, leading the way for the T-Wolves. Jared Butler and Gershon Yabusele with 9 apiece for the Sixers. Night to go along with his 9 points. But Jafino, Butler with a catch and shoots. And look at Bagley sneaking.
Never assuming that they're all makes. That's how you get offensive rebounds. Nice crash.
Again, there's that great effort that Nick Nurse was talking about. Earning Marcus his second 10-day earlier today. 48-47 Minnesota. Randall has it now.